do you not think we'd sell Wembley out with Moses and Usyk? We'd sell it out 5 or 6 times over. Right this minute. Right this minute. And the pay-per-view, the viewing figures would go through the roof.
I said it on the Inside the Ring. I think him and Usyk is a competitive fight right now. And in a year, I think Itauma beats him. And I don't see anybody else at heavyweight that is a better boxer with the speed, footwork, power, and ability that Moses Itauma has this early, and he's still a baby. He's still, what, 21 years old? And there are guys out there, yes.
Moses potentially can be a brilliant heavyweight at 21 years old to do what he's doing now. I think potential can be brilliant. And that's not just going with the crowd. You're going on what you see, because you can always build someone up and say this kid's that gets, and people, they don't do the homework, they get sucked in. Yeah, he's brilliant, they've not even seen. I'm telling you from my opinion, from my view, I think he's a very...
Of course I would. I mean, I really, really think, you know, that's a fight that should happen. And it may get ordered. I mean, if the BA order it, if they order it, and they may order it, if they do that, then, you know, the fights and will vacates the belt. I'm sort of very careful with what I do with fighters, as you know. Yes, I would make that fight now. Styles make fights. He's got youth, he's got speed, and Alex is a great fighter. I think this young man is something.
A bit of that to him too. Not better Biev as much, but Bivol fights a little bit that way, but this is with power and speed. Bivol has a bit more volume and grace to his, but Itauma has devastation and electricity behind his left hand, and then that right hook sweeps across and hits you right on top of the head. To see that in a heavyweight is so special, and this is why I call Moses Itauma.
It's a young guy. We have seen these matchups in the past where an experienced vet takes on a young guy, and you can kind of damage the young guy coming up if the guy takes a bit of a beating. And right now, you'd have to say Oleksandr Usyk would beat Moses Itauma. Moses Itauma's responded. Obviously, he doesn't like...
What's the #1 heavyweight fight that you could make that would be the biggest fight for boxing fans right now, guys? Let's just say the name. Who is it?
For Usyk?
Yeah.
Maybe for Usyk?
Who's the fight? If you could only choose one guy to fight
Moses
Usyk.
Itauma.
Yes!
It's Itauma.
Yes, Itauma. So why are we
I feel like,
pretending?
is that too soon, though?
Well, Usyk
that
is saying
too
he doesn't
soon?
want to wreck Itauma. I'm not
Chucking you, she was saying. That's what made me laugh. But yeah, I don't know. Look, Usyk's boxed, you know, Dubois twice, Fury twice, AJ twice. I don't think he's scared to box anybody. Do you know what I mean? But it might be a case if he thinks, is it worth it? You know, is it worth?
Frank Warren just dropped a bombshell. Moses Itauma versus Oleksandr Usyk is happening. And after watching Itauma destroy Jermaine Franklin, the heavyweight division is about to get flipped upside down.
And the reason I think that he'll do that, Oleksandr Usyk, is because Usyk is that guy he'll want to go down as not just one of the greatest to ever do it, but the greatest to ever do it. And I think that by beating the young kid that everybody's talking about as being the next king of this new generation, by doing that, if he beats Moses Itauma, you know, his record is unprecedented, isn't it?
Warren isn't playing games here. He's openly saying he'd make this fight right now. A 20-year-old prospect against the undisputed heavyweight champion. That's not matchmaking. That's chaos.
I'm sure that Usyk will want to fight Moses if he's 40 already. So maybe the clock is ticking. The clock is clicking. The clock is ticking for Moses to fight Usyk before he's 40. Maybe as well, he won't want to ruin his legacy, but maybe if Turki Al-Sheikh wants to see the fight, put up enough money, maybe he will fight him, and maybe the legacy will be ruined. But maybe if he fights him before he's 40,
Here's what's wild. Itauma just knocked out Franklin like he was a sparring partner. Franklin's been in there with Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, and survived. Itauma put him away in minutes.
Fighters are holding too much value to fight a young guy like me, because obviously it could be a career-ending loss. But then obviously the guys who's got the belts, Fabio Wardley and Usyk, I mean, they've earned the right to do whatever they want, and I guess
The speed difference is insane. Watch the tape. Itauma's moving like a cruiserweight but hitting like a prime Mike Tyson. At heavyweight, that combination is absolutely terrifying.
The thing that I worry about with Moses is the size. But ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think.
But here's the kicker. Max Kellerman thinks Usyk should take this fight immediately. His reasoning: champions don't protect legacies, they build them by taking risks.
The block, Moses Itauma, who looks absolutely extraordinary, and for me he ticks all the boxes. I like his attitude, I like his style, southpaw, hard-hitting, moves so well. He's going to be very, very difficult to sort of deter. So it's an interesting one because, yeah, is this too soon for Moses, or is this just the right fight at the right time?
The other side is going crazy, though. Ben Davison's asking the obvious question: why would Usyk risk everything against a young lion who has nothing to lose? One bad night changes everything.
Potentially another rising heavyweight that can dominate the division. Why spoil it? You just think, you know what, sometimes you've got to lose a battle to win a war. So I'd be a bit smart, and I'm not saying he gets turned over by Usyk because you don't know how good this kid is. What I'm saying is I just won't do it. It's not a risk because he's the future. Usyk's at the stage where he's probably 1 or 2 fights ready to walk away. Moses is 20 years old, so he's the guy that will actually...
Spencer Oliver sees it differently. He thinks beating Itauma would actually cement Usyk's legacy forever. Imagine stopping the next generation's biggest star before he even peaks.
Moses is one of the best young fighters boxing has seen in years, and I'm not just saying that based on a result over deal. You know, I hope you understand that when I look at a fighter, I'm looking at things that others don't see. I'm not looking at the hype. I'm looking at what he does in the ring, how he does it, his skill set. You know, I'm looking at that because that's the important stuff. And right now, to me, he's shown probably...
And get this, the timing pressure is real. Gareth Davies is saying if this fight doesn't happen soon, it never will. Usyk's getting older. Itauma getting hungrier.
He's a fighter, he's a winner, he's got plenty of ambition, and he truly believes that he can go in there and beat any man in the world right now, and that includes Oleksandr Usyk. Do I personally think it's too soon? Yes, I do. Usyk's he's a different breed, he's a different fighter. Yes, he's getting older.
Tony Bellew dropped the truth bomb everyone's avoiding. Size doesn't matter when you're this skilled. Usyk proved that already, but Itauma's not just big, he's explosive.
On the line, then you're looking at an absolute wrecking ball. Then he would beat everybody put in front of him. But nobody's going to...
Adam Smith called Itauma a complete package. Southpaw stance, devastating power, elite movement. Everything you need to be champion. The question is whether he's ready for the best pound-for-pound fighter alive.
So I've got your secret, I get it now. I see him on the bag with his top off, like hitting the bag and everything. I'm a fit guy anyway, but you know what? I just think you've got to invest in yourself as naturally as possible. You've got to make the best out of what God's given you, what you got left in life. And so I thought, I'm trying. So I've been on Zapply for about a couple of weeks now, and it's wicked. It's really good. It's good stuff.
Dave Coldwell thinks it's too early. Duke McKenzie says nobody beats Usyk right now. But here's what they're missing: sometimes timing doesn't wait for anyone. So here's the reality. Frank Warren's pushing for Wembley. Itauma believes he wins. Usyk's running out of legacy fights. This could be the biggest heavyweight clash in years or the biggest mistake of a young man's career. Who do you think wins if they sign the contracts tomorrow? Drop your prediction below, smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, and subscribe because this heavyweight division is about to explode. See you in the next one. Warren's timeline is aggressive too. He's talking about making this happen within 6 months, not years. That puts massive pressure on both camps to make a decision fast. The money aspect is insane. Sky Sports is reportedly willing to throw 8 figures at this fight. DAZN's circling like vultures. When that kind of cash is on the table, fighters start listening differently. But here's what nobody's talking about: Itauma's amateur background. This kid was destroying grown men when he was 16. His power translated from day one. That's not normal development, that's freakish talent. The psychological warfare has already started. Itauma's team is putting out training footage showing him sparring with cruiserweights and making them look ordinary. They're selling the narrative that size advantages don't exist for this kid. Usyk's camp isn't staying quiet either. They're pointing to his resume, Joshua twice, Fury next potentially. Why risk that trajectory against someone with 6 professional fights? The business logic doesn't add up. Eddie Hearn's watching this whole situation unfold and staying suspiciously quiet. He knows if Itauma beats Usyk, his entire heavyweight stable becomes irrelevant overnight. Joshua, White, everyone becomes yesterday's news. The European boxing scene is buzzing differently now. Promoters are scrambling to either make similar moves or protect their assets. Usyk just changed how young prospects get matched up across the board. Here's the scariest part for Usyk. Itauma studies tape like a professor. He's already broken down every Usyk fight from the last 3 years. This isn't just raw talent walking into a buzzsaw. This is preparation meeting opportunity.